All right, we're live. Who's horned up, baby?
Well, I'm horned up. Thanks for asking.
Got Sway's Craze in the house, Bob Swede, G-Town Pirate, Tim Versteeg, and Mark J.
As they say in our neck of the woods, Heidi ho, pirate!
Heidi ho, pirate. A lot to talk about. Big news dropping at about 5:09 p.m. today.
Looks like someone's keeping their keeping their skills? Keeping my what? How did LeBron word it? Taking my talents to Miami?
Taking my talents to South Beach or something. He said
someone's keeping their talent on Hennepin Avenue.
Can't get enough of Minnesota. Cannot get enough of it. He loves it. We're going to wait a little bit here. Let everybody trickle in.
See, Helmstead is here.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Remember the H is silent.
I know it is, but Heidi ho, Skolaholics, says Tim Buttersteig.
Skolaholics. We're talking draft. We're talking free agents. We're talking PP. We're doing a little NCAA bracket at the end as far as some draft, a draft version of it.
Hell yeah. Can't wait for that.
Stick around till the end.
Always a great time. Always a great time doing that bracket.
Sean Reynolds, Trevor Holmberg in the house. Brian Westerland. Always good to see Brian Westerland.
Hello, Brian Westerland. How are you today?
Oh, Jelly Monsters PP's back. Glad to have you.
Oh, Jelly Monster.
Digglers. He's slacking. He's still got the Andy Griffith show.
I can't believe there's nothing new. I'm very upset.
Maybe we don't know what's going on in his life. Maybe he's busy.
I think, well, that Photoshop's got to take him all of 5 minutes to do, so.
Patrick Swayze, let me give you some breaking news. Bucky Brooks rubs.
Bucky Brooks, his mock, he had some guy, pretty sure it's projected going around 7, going like 31.
Aaron Hunt in the house. Good set of hair there. Robert Vinisky. He's got the Cubs logo and they're humping.
I wish that was the new logo. Hell yeah.
Mina is fired up. PP got him fired up. We'll give it another 2 minutes, then we're hopping in.
Mina, I already dropping F-bombs. It's not even 7:03 yet.
Montemita, rumor has it, may or may not be our next trivia contestant.
Wow, it's been so long. I thought that show went off the air.
No. Yeah, draft. Busy time of the year.
Old Montemita. Wouldn't mind having a little wrestling match with him someday.
Yeah, Esper, you're missing a game. Maybe
we forfeit.
Julian Marker in the house.
Good evening, Julian. Good evening.
Mark Easton. Every time I see that, I think of Mark Eaton, the former Jazz center. Can't help it.
I think my old Easton bat I used to use.
Makes more sense. Westerland breaking news that everybody knows.
BP coming back. Did he ever leave? Did he ever leave? Well, and let's start with that. Patrick Peterson announces today on his podcast that he is staying in Minnesota. Boom. 1-year deal. So
it is 1 year. I never saw that part.
Yeah, I think Schefter did actually report that at some point. So he'll be here another year, mentoring the younglings, and also he'll be starting on the outside. So Vikings have their starting outside corners now. They got their starting group of corners probably in tow, depending what happens with the draft.
Yeah, and that's a big depending on because just because they got PP back in the mix, I don't think this takes cornerback off their list at all. Especially if Mitchell Stingley or Sauce are there, I think I still think it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, and I mean, corner's definitely still in play at 12. It gives them a little more flexibility, but it's not like it was, at 4 o'clock today when it was pretty much take a corner or don't even bother drafting at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's more warm and fuzzies. I love it. Had to happen, and I couldn't be happier. You know what really chaps the edge of my balls?
I don't know, probably running.
Time
running a lot.
What?
Running, doing jumping jacks.
On top of that, what really chaps them is make a move like this. Don't even know what's going on. Don't know the numbers behind it. Everybody. Same old Vikings. Why would they bring it? Blah, 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 blah. Clearly, the Vikings are all in. So this shouldn't surprise anybody. Embrace it. Let's see what he does out there. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of people bitching about every signing we make, especially guys we bring back. There. I'm done.
One bar. He's riled up today. He's riled up.
Well, I mean, the Vikings are all in. They're all in, and yes, the roster looks the same. This shouldn't be a surprise.
Well, again, it goes back to the point. I think the biggest thing that they thought the biggest problem with this team was the coaches, was the coaching staff, and they're keeping a lot of the same pieces in place. They did bring in some new faces, but everything they've done this offseason has shown that they believe coaching was the problem. And I do think it puts some extra added pressure on Kevin O'Connell and his staff, but maybe that's all it takes for this group of guys, this group of pals.
I think it's actually, I mean, Kevin O'Connell definitely has pressure because he's bringing them back. I think it puts a lot of pressure on the players too, because if they go out and just completely step on their dick, they're just not very good.
Yeah, but what if it truly is? Like, they have fun again. They're enjoying playing. They're not coming to work scared that Zimmer's going to bite their nuts off every single day. So maybe there's some truth to us. And like we said earlier in the Patrick Peterson vid that we just dropped right after it broke, we're going to know soon. Week 2, week 3, we'll see how this team's actually doing and if this coaching staff is changes really what was needed here.
We'll find out. We'll find out soon. But I love Patrick Peterson back. I think we both do. And really in the comments so far, I don't think there's anyone really upset that old PP is coming back. So is there numbers out there what the contract is?
Yeah, I think it's, I don't know. I just saw 1 year. I don't know if it was.
Maybe it's pro bono. He loves Minnesota so much. He's doing us a favor.
Well, they've been in contact, him and Kwesi, so they're probably just they'll give you some give and take. So they finally got the number they both liked. They just freed up the space with the Adam Thielen restructure, so that probably led the way to this signing happening. So we'll see.
Jared, we don't need any linebackers for depth. We have Tough Borland. And when you have Tough Borland, you have a championship team. Anything else on Patrick Peterson? Everyone's just happy. Love it.
Dilly says it was 1 year, $4 million. 1 year, $4 million.
Hey, $4 million bucks. Are you kidding me? That's what we paid Jesse Davis, damn near. So I'll take it. Yeah, $4 million bucks.
Yeah,
can't be upset about that. Hopefully, someone confirms it.
Dilly is basically the same as Adam Schefter, so I trust anything he says.
Dilly, I apologize for even doubting you for a second. For that price, hell yes.
Hell yes. And we also have some news about the show. We can't exactly go into details, but we may have landed an exclusive beer sponsor. Very excited to talk about that. We can't do it quite yet, but it's basically been confirmed. We just have to we'll probably announce it next week.
We will. We're very excited. We're very excited. I can't think of a better sponsor than beer. And they're in.
It's a damn good one, too. It's a damn good one. Sneaky there. All right. So let's talk about the free agents here. Let's go over everybody the Vikings have brought in. I want to ask a very, very important question. So we got Zadarius Smith, Patrick Peterson, Harrison Phillips, Jordan Hicks, Johnny Munt, Chandon Sullivan, Sean Mannion, Ty Smith, Jesse Davis, Nate Hairston, Austin Schlottman, and don't forget T.Y. McGill. So the question is to you guys, how many of these guys actually make the final 53? How many? Let's see some numbers. I want to see some guesses.
Yeah, and maybe it's easier to put guys that you just don't think is going to make the roster.
I think I already did this, and I know my number.
Mark Easton, we appreciate that. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Can't wait to divulge more.
I know.
Swayze is not Keystone. I will say that. So the question is, how of these guys, who's not making the team?
Helmstead says 8, Verstig with half. Mark
I don't
J
know what these
says
numbers
free
mean.
beer.
I want names.
You want which ones? I was just saying how many. Like how many are actually going to make the team?
I got it down to players. I got players that are not making this team.
Yeah.
But I thank them for their contribution.
I'm going to say, yeah, I know how many aren't making the team.
Timothy Slacking catching on to my quick beer. So Brian Westerland says Schlottman and Mannion won't make the team. Viking Jerome is always wondering who's better, one bar or Lupagus. I think that's a common question he's always asking.
What's he asking?
Nothing.
Oh, yeah. Why didn't
you make it? A couple Schlottmans here.
Schlottman.
Mark J. The question was, out of the free agents we've brought in so far, all of them, who will not make the final roster? One for Munt. I'm surprised about that.
Yeah.
Schlotman and McGill from Jelmsted.
I think Munt could take a shit in Kevin O'Connell's chest, and he would still make the team.
Ooh, sounds like an after-school special.
I'm not sure what kind of after-school specials you watch or what the message was.
Good ones. All right. Here's mine. I'm letting her fly. Ty Smith will be on the practice squad. Ty McGill will be on the practice squad. And, Schlotman right now, Schlotman is the backup center. I don't think he's going to make the team.
Dirk Diggler taking the Christmas card and changing our faces on it.
Oh, that's not nice. Get my face off those man boobs.
You don't like them titties? Come on, man. All right. So, my guys who aren't making it, you said Schlotman. You said who? Ty Smith.
Ty Smith and Ty McGill.
Yeah, I'm going Ty Smith, T.Y. McGill, Schlotman, and I'm also going to say Sean Manning does not make the team. He will be on the practice squad, not on the final 53. It'll be Kellen Mond, and Manning will be the guy who is there, but not there on game day.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's there I wouldn't be surprised if they just flat out cut him. But
I think right now somewhere Dilly is sitting there with a suit on. He's got a little headset, and he's just reporting stuff.
Okay. Shaking his head a lot. Yep. All right. That sounds about right. Okay. All right. Sean Reynolds, absolutely. Can't wait to see what this guy brings. So, Schlotman, just wasn't very good. He's the backup center. I mean, if Wyatt Davis, they start getting him at center a little bit more, maybe he can be the guy who doesn't start at right guard, but maybe he's actually the backup center. So I think they got he signed for the league minimum.
Yeah, you got the draft too, and they could take a draft. They could take a guy who can play center at any point in this draft. It could be pick 12. It could be pick 245, whatever the hell they have in the 7th round. And that guy could beat out Schlotman because Schlotman isn't, like you said, he pretty much got the lowest salary, I think, possible.
He got the Mannion salary for a center.
I think it's actually half what Mannion makes. So, yeah, he is not safe one bit. The coaches may know him, but no way is he safe. So I don't think he'll make the team either.
Well, Adam Thielen took a big old pay cut today, $20 million cap hit, or he saved $5.2 million in this salary, but also setting the Vikings up for quite the numbers in the coming years.
Well, here's the thing with that. You went off about
Thank you, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff. My name is Jeff. Hello, Jeff. You were going off about what the hell you everybody bitching about it's the same roster or whatever. I'm sick of everybody on Twitter getting all upset about all these pushing the money down the road because what we've learned this offseason is that the salary cap, there's always loopholes. There's always ways to be creative and keep moving this money around, not paying these guys right now. It is so manageable. It is so malleable. That is a word looking up. It's like Patrick Swayze on that freaking spindle, molding the clay pot. You can maneuver this thing so many different ways. So I'm not even worried about that. And here's the other thing. The flip side of that is if you go all in this year, you bomb, you take those hits, you just blow this whole roster up next year and you start over. You got to. So I'm not going to bitch one bit about push this money down the road. Right now, this team is trying to compete, trying to be the best they can in 2022. I'll worry about 2023 when that happens.
Absolutely. They did push. I mean, there are some pretty big cap hits in 2023 and 2024, and he's going to be like 75 years old. But like you said, they will figure something out to make sure that is not the hit they take. They'll just keep re-signing this guy until he's 50 and keep pushing it down the road. But $5.2 million cleared up. Patrick Peterson comes back home, frees up a little bit more space. Gotta love it.
You gotta love it. Why wouldn't you love it? If you don't love it, you don't got any skull in your hole. That's for damn sure. Cap is a myth. It's not a myth. It's just a very pliable piece.
Malleable, as they say.
Malleable. Check it out. It's a great word.
I'll never look that up. I will never look up malleable.
Wow.
Ever.
You ever drink Malibu?
Yeah. Yes, I have.
What are you drinking there? It doesn't look like a Miller Lite.
We'll find out, won't we? We'll find out. So more free agent signings. What else? I mean, JC Treader is the dream that doesn't appear that's going to come true unless they're just really toying with us. But will the Vikings sign any more players?
Yeah, after Patrick Peterson now, that's the question. So let's see what you guys think. If they're going to sign somebody, who would they sign? Obviously, you mentioned it. JC Treader is the big name out there still. And I don't know. I feel like they would have done something by now if they were going to do him, bring him in.
I mean, you see guys like this kind of hang around until after the draft. I'm more surprised nobody else has really signed him. I don't know if something's going on there, if his price tag is too big or what, but that's actually fairly surprising.
KW has inside information. Treader does not want to play on turf. He's not, I can't believe this is true because it's not coming from Dilly Dilly.
Yeah, and Dilly Dilly says it. I believe it, but we'll see.
Yeah, if this is Dilly Dilly, absolutely.
They all got bad knees. He's performed at a pretty damn high level the last couple of years.
Should see me perform on my knees.
I think I don't want to see that. Another safety. Think we're done. Versteeg thinks we're done. Mark J. Bargain starter.
I agree with Versteeg. I think we are done. I think we are done till after the draft. We could still do some post-draft signings. Look, we brought in Brashad Breeland. That was early June last year. Definitely could do that. So I think we're probably done till after the draft.
Mark J. kind of, maybe one more bargain signing. Bargain starter, I should say. I wouldn't mind another just defensive lineman to add to the mix. Nothing sexy. Somebody to push these guys. But another one said safety. I'd love some safety depth, but that will probably be something that's after the draft. We'll see. I could still see a couple of just signings that everybody's like, who the hell is that guy? A Johnny Munt.
I feel like we've had enough of those. I really do. Schlattman was the one
to fill. We had some depth to fill.
Schlattman was the one. I want to know about Jesse Davis. Had not seen a tweet prior to him being released from the Dolphins that mentioned that he might be someone the Vikings to go after. But yeah, Schlattman was a guy where I'm like, who the hell is this guy? I mean, I've heard of Johnny Munn. I think I started him in FanDuel once.
Oh my God, you should not have done that. Sheldon Richardson's still out there. What other Vikings are?
Anthony Barr is still out there.
Barr, Richardson.
Chad Beebe's still out there.
D.D. Westbrook is still out there. Wow. Big names.
But Johnny
Kelly
Munt
Monster's
is here.
He's loves Johnny Munt.
I don't know if he is a stud. All right, what else we got on the old agenda here? Is it almost time? We're getting close to the draft bracket. Hope you guys are ready. Get that voting button ready. Stretch out your finger. Actually, you got to write it in your name. Who you want to?
Yeah, I mean, and speaking of, before we get into the draft, what's after the signing? Another week has gone by. Who's your number one? Who is your number one guy at pick 12? Your number one target, realistic target.
Knowing what we know now with Patrick Peterson in the house, Zadarius Smith here. Who are we thinking?
Bush Jones. He's available.
Bush Jones is still out there. I'm actually surprised we didn't bring him back instead of bringing Austin Schlattman.
Dave Parrothead.
I want to know why he's called Parrothead.
It's great name.
Wonder if Parrothead wants a cracker.
Stingley, Sauce, Stingley. I love me some Sauce, but I'm really hopping on this Stingley train.
Did you I know Walter had to reschedule, so I couldn't be on that thing and I haven't got to watch it yet. Did you ask him, Sauce, any chance he's gonna be there at 12?
I didn't ask him that, but he said that pretty much said he feels that he'll be gone. Kyle Hamilton was a guy that he said that could definitely still be there for the Vikings, and he still said that the top three corners, McDuffie, who I did ask if he is a slot corner, and he's no, outside.
Yeah. A lot of varying opinions on that. Where
he's a pretty smart guy, very smart guy when it comes to the draft.
Yeah, I'm not buying this Kyle Hamilton falling bit. I think this is all teams trying to get him to slide down the boards. Yes, he didn't run as fast as projected at the combine, but he was weaving. Did you see that video? He did not run in a straight line.
Maybe his game tape.
Maybe he was. His game tape's so damn good. I think anybody picking in the top 10 who passes on Kyle Hamilton are complete morons.
Well, one little tidbit on that from the Walter interview earlier, he said there's some teams in the top 10 that just don't like the guy. Not that they don't like him. They don't like him for their team. He said a lot of teams are struggling whether they're going to play him at safety or linebacker. They don't want to have to deal with that. So he said that takes him off teams' boards right off the bat.
Those teams, that's why they're picking in the top 10 all the time. Those teams. Hell yeah.
GM Lupagus.
Well, yeah, we would have some some damn good players. If we'd have the Melifanu boys on this team, I'll tell you that right now.
Mm-hmm.
SSM, you're right. Jameson Williams. I've seen a few of these Jameson Williams.
Well, and before we get into this, into the entire rankings and stuff, I do want to say, let's remember now that while it looks like a corner and Jordan Davis has been mentioned a lot and Tyler Linderbaum's still hanging around, the Vikings, when you go to 3-4, you can never have enough edge rushers, so you can't rule that out. So Jermaine Johnson's definitely still in play. George Kalafdis is definitely still in play. And also, if you're going truly by best player available, that could be a wide receiver, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Drake London. So these are all guys you have to still consider. It's so hard. Like, you keep doing these mock draft simulators, and the same guys keep coming up. And it's hard to step away from that and start looking at some other options, the options that you aren't seeing every single time. And I'm trying to do that. I'm going to go back and start looking at receivers hard at 12 because I think we have to be ready for it because it is a possibility.
Yeah. I think anybody's on a possibility right now. I mean, we could have a pants crapping pick. Just nobody saw coming because needs have been filled. Just like Lupagus on a Sunday morning.
All right, Dilly's got some more news. I don't know if it's true, but he's working the phones. He's doing good.
I don't think I believe that. Tom Brady comes back and he retires.
I want to see as at Dilly report it because that's where this is going.
Dilly.
Yeah, I don't know. Is this true? This Bruce Arians news?
Oh, maybe. Todd Bowles taking over. Somebody confirm. Somebody please confirm. We have 2. Oh, shoot. What am I doing?
I don't know, but you're making me sick.
There. Sorry about that. Thibodeau is the pick. You never know. He might be there. That's
if he falls, my pants will also fall to the floor.
This is our bracket.
All right. Take a look at this bracket here. Johnson versus McDuffie, Booth against Davis, Garrett Wilson. Oof.
So this is how we're doing it. We came up with our own seeds, our little seeding. We got Stingley against Zion Johnson, Linderbaum versus Garrett Wilson, Jordan Davis versus Andrew Booth, Trent McDuffie versus Jermaine Johnson.
All right, so we got Stingley at 1, Davis at 2, McDuffie at 3, Linderbaum 4, Wilson 5, Johnson 6, Booth 7, and Zion Johnson 8. All right.
Everybody's confirming it. Wow, that's very, very Bruce Arians or Todd Bowles. What a situation he just fell into.
Well, hey, what a situation we fell into. We have a guy who is definitely out there getting the news in Dilly. Well done,
Dilly will be a guest host at some point. Let's do this. Let's start off with I want to start off in the
Did you name the regions? You were going to name the regions.
No, I was just going to name them off the top of my head right now. And this is the Leo Lewis bracket here. 4 versus 5.
Ooh.
So Tyler, this is pick 12, not trading anywhere. We're staying at pick 12. And whoever the winner is, the One Bar and Lupagus show viewers are going to pick that based off the votes. So let's start with Tyler Linderbaum.
Yep.
Against Garrett Wilson.
It's Garrett Wilson.
Surprise wide receiver. Great talent against a day one starter in Linderbaum. So put those votes in the comments. Lupagus, you're going to have to really keep an eye on that.
I will. And, looking at Garrett Wilson, I think DJ was on yesterday, compared him to Antonio Holmes. Smooth route runner, great speed, great hands. Definitely one of the top talents. He said he's one of the top 5 talents in this draft. Linderbaum, the big old center from Iowa. Maybe he can finally be our answer, be our anchor, be the guy who can fend off these big-ass nose tackles that we fight. But right now we're looking at it here. Wilson jumped out early. Linderbaum is picking up some steam. We got a few more Wilsons here. Linderbaum.
Wilson. Doesn't like the Wilson.
Who didn't like the Wilson? 6, 7.
I'm looking at the other screen now, so I promise I'm trying to count them up.
12, 13.
Imagine throwing a guy like Garrett Wilson in with this wide receiver core. I mean, that would be insane.
2, 3.
Linderbaum.
I think
smaller than Bradbury, yeah, but better.
Yeah, I think we got Linderbaum is up by quite a few here. I'm going with 12-10 right now. I'm going to keep the polls open for a little bit longer.
I'm already putting them in.
Who'd you put in?
Linderbaum.
Linderbaum is the winner. Dave Putney just got a vote. Hell of a special teamer because I felt like it.
All right. Let's go over to the Steve Jordan bracket. Trent McDuffie.
Let me find a
cornerback. Clearly, Stingley is gone. Sauce is gone. So Trent McDuffie is there against Jermaine Johnson, the pass rusher.
Yeah.
Who do we got? Big decision here.
Big
decision. I want an upset here. I don't want I have a feeling I know what the finals are going to be.
Duffy's got 2. We got 3, 4 for
Duffy's
McDuffie.
Got 3 right off the bat.
4-1, 5-1, 6-1. Nick Barnett just got a vote. 7-1.
Ben Marks, you're absolutely right.
7-2, 8-2.
McDuffie's blowing Johnson away. I would take McDuffie here.
9-4, 10-4. Davis, 10-4. 11-12.
Jimmy, all these players are giving him iffy vibes.
14-5. Yeah, you know that there is something to be said about that. Where every one of these guys has some kind of an issue. Yeah, I think we can go ahead and get this one McDuffie at this point. And it wasn't really particularly close. And again, McDuffie, he's got his concerns. One thing I went back and did watch some more tape on him. It's hard not to like this guy when you watch his film. But if you're going to put him on the outside, he doesn't have the long arms that you like. But he is fast. He's super smart. I think that can make up for some of his physical shortcomings. He can also return punts, which I completely forgot about this guy. So he can bring a lot of options and a lot of production to your team in year one. And if you got Dantzler and Peterson back, you put him inside year one.
Peterson?
That's a nice damn group of corners there. So McDuffie, yes, Wishelin, he just blew Johnson right out of the water.
Blew him away. Hit up our Patreon page. Let's get a new Patreon tonight, huh?
Let's do it. And I think we talked about maybe giving whoever does sign up, maybe, I don't know, if there's a couple, we'll do a hat drawing.
Got a hat? Who wants a One Bar and Lepidus hat?
Who doesn't want a One Bar and Lepidus hat?
Imagine walking in the little watering hole with this puppy on. Get a lot of looks up and down.
A lot of Trimsky?
A lot of Trimsky. So we get a couple Patreons. We're giving a One Bar and Lepidus hat away. All right, let's go to the Scotty Graham portion of the bracket, and Derek Stingley against Zion Johnson, a pick where it's like we're reaching, but we need this guy. We're taking Zion Johnson. We don't care.
Yeah, and Zion Johnson, he could be this year's Chris Lindstrom, a guy who goes on the board much sooner than anybody expects. He can play center, he can play guard. You gotta love what he says. So let's see it. We got Stingley versus Johnson. Let's start seeing some of these votes right now. We got 1 for Stingley, 2 for Stingley, 3 for Stingley.
Zion Johnson is the
4-1, 5-1
seed here.
6-1, 7-1.
Bob Madden going with Zion though.
8-1, 8-2, 9-2, 10-2, 11-2, 12-2, 13-2, 14-2, 15-2, 15-3, 16-3, 17-3, 18-3.
It's a blowout. It's over. I'm calling it.
I think it's fair to call this one. It's Stingley wins this one. And again, Derek Stingley Jr., yes, you love what you see with his first, year, freshman year. He gets hurt. Doesn't quite look like the same player, but his upside it's huge. It's huge. He could be the next great corner in this league. And I think having his defensive coordinator here on our staff will tell you everything we need to know about Derek Stingley if he's on the board and we don't take him.
All right, Stingley moving on, which will go against Tyler Linderbaum, which will be interesting one to watch.
That will be. I
also just refreshed my email and 0 new patrons, by the way. We might be giving Lepidus this hat.
Good. I could use a new hat.
Yeah, I know you could. All right, let's go up to the I'm going to call this the I can't think of a Viking, just a random ass Viking.
Thomas DePay bracket.
When in doubt, go Rick Fenny. This is the Rick Fenny bracket. Jordan Davis, the monster defensive lineman, pairing up with Andrew Booth, cornerback. Who do we got in the Rick Fenny bracket? Ha!
Andrew Booth. I do like Andrew Booth, but I like him better a little bit later down the board. Jordan Davis could just be that BPA guy who's sitting there. And, we got 2 for Fred Smoot. Just got a vote. 1, 2, 3.
A lot of Davises.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
This is not even close.
12.
I think it's
13,
over already.
14. No one likes Andrew Booth. Come on. 15. 16. Oh, there's one. 16-1, 17-1, 18-1, 19-1.
All right, it's over. Call it. This is embarrassing.
We got to call it. It's Andrew Booth. He got blown harder than Jermaine Johnson did. Jordan Davis makes it to the Final Four. So let's just talk about these Final Four guys before we start doing more votes here. We got Derek Stingley, who I think at this point has to be considered the favorite to be the pick at 12. The question is, will he make it there or not? A lot of mocks, you see him going earlier. A lot of mocks, you see him going later. A lot of mocks, you see him going to the Vikings. So Tyler Linderbaum, a guy who I feel like his stock was a little bit higher earlier in the draft season, but a lot of mock evaluators, draft evaluators look at this guy and think he's one of the best players in this draft, a guy who can truly anchor and be that piece of our O-line that we have not had and that we thought we got in Garrett Bradbury. Trent McDuffie, the guy, the smart, instinctive player, come up, he'll tackle, he can cover, he can play supposedly outside as well as inside. Trent McDuffie from Washington. And you got Jordan Davis, the freak, this ginormous man who should not move as fast as he can. All very, very realistic options for the Vikings at pick 12. And I think it's safe to say, really, that one of these guys could be the pick at 12.
Yeah. And there were no upsets, 0 upsets. There is no St. Peter's in this thing. You
mean the Peacocks?
The Peacocks. Mark J, new subscriber. I got to confirm.
New subscriber, new Patreon.
New Patreon subscriber, he says.
Well,
all right. So down to the final 4. We'll start off on the left here with the Kelly Holcomb bracket. Hell of a Viking, one of the best to ever play. Stingley against Linderbaum. What do we got? Number 1 seed against the 4 seed.
Stingley against Linderbaum. Let's see some votes right now. I'll be watching closely. Stingley, Linderbaum 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, Stingley.
Come on, get these votes in, baby.
4-1, 5-1, Stingley, 6-1, 6-2, 7-2, 8-2, 9-2, 10-2, 11-2, 12-2, 13-2, 14-2, 15-2, 16-2, 17-2, 18-2, 18-3, 19-3, 23.
Calling it.
Linderbaum just got a couple more, but yeah, this is why did David Digler say I have a little dong?
It's true.
It's not. That's Eric Coughlin.
Absolutely true. Stingley moving on, number 1 seed. Not surprising.
This is like the missionary of results.
This one I'll be, I already know what the answer would be. Jordan Davis against Trent McDuffie in the Gus Frerotte bracket.
Ooh.
What do we got?
Frerotte. Let's do it. Let's start the bidding. Jordan Davis, Trent McDuffie. Vote.
McDuffie.
Are open. We got 1-0 McDuffie. 1-1. 2-1 Davis. 3-1 Davis. 4-1 Davis. 5-1 Davis. 5-2. 6-2. 7-2. 7-4. 8-4. 8-6. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 to 7, 14, 7, 16, 7, 16, 8, 18, 8, 28, 22, 8. I think it's over. I think it's over.
This Stingley is blown on everybody. Jordan Davis is blown on everybody. Really look forward to this one.
I need to get a pen so I can do a tally here.
Well, if this is me and I know nothing, I mean nothing. This one's really tough for me because I've really grown on Jordan Davis. Just the guys we've added at linebacker, on the edge. We got the big man in the middle, and now we got double P back. So just getting one more guy on this defensive line that can just wreak havoc just really gets me excited. But Derek Stingley gets me very excited.
Well, the thing with Stingley could be the next Jalen Ramsey, which is ballsy thing to say, but that is his ceiling. That's where he could be. And Patrick Peterson's only here for a year. We don't know if Cam Downstairs is going to get better or worse, so he could be gone. So it could be a potential long-term fixture in the back end of the Vikings defense. Jordan Davis, though, you don't see guys this big who can move like he does. Having him there as the true nose, it gives you Pat Williams vibes, mixed in with a little bit of Kevin Williams vibes. It makes your parts tingle, thinking what he could do, how disruptive he can be, how dominant he can be, and how good our run defense could be if he's there in the middle and he puts Harrison Phillips out to the outside along with Delvin Tomlinson. That is pretty damn exciting. So, yes, very enticing. And are you ready? Are you ready to open this thing up?
Yeah, I gotta say one thing. We definitely have a couple new Patreons.
Really? So there'll be a drawing
there
for the
will
hats.
be a hat giveaway. So how we're gonna do this is we'll pick it from anybody that's made a comment tonight. Is that fair? Anybody that's left a comment.
Oh, so it's open to everybody, not just Patreons.
Yes. That was the deal.
We said if you were a Patreon, you could get the hat.
You're right. That makes more sense. I will do from the Patreons. That makes much more sense. But let's give a shout out. Old McDonald. I think Old McDonald is signed up for Patreon, 19 different accounts. So we appreciate that, sir.
The question
Mark
is,
Johnson in the
why
house.
does he keep leaving?
No, I think he just keeps adding on new accounts.
Oh, that's
Old
good.
McDonald, Mark Johnson, SSM Creations, Andrew, and so yeah, we got 4 new ones tonight.
Holy crap! Well done, guys. Well done.
Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. That's fantastic.
I hope Elvis, Old McDonald's donkey, has his own.
So yes, we will pick a Patreon. I'll post it on the Patreon page right after the show. And
pretty soon, me and Wumbar got to do a little bit of a discussion, but we are going to, I don't know, probably select Patreons pretty soon to take part in the first Patreon mock draft. Hopefully do a couple of those before the draft actually hits on the 28th. So be ready for that. That's coming up. And it's exciting. So what else is exciting?
Patreon's much more involved. Also, if you sign up and you do not win the hat and then all of a sudden cancel your Patreon page tonight, we will call you out on it next week.
Absolutely. You deserve it. You deserve every damn bit. The shame.
Mark J, there he is. Boom. Thank you, sir.
Mike Johnson. There he is.
Cheers. Oh, yeah. Cheers, newbies. Absolutely. All right, let's vote on this. I'm very curious. I would go, if it came down to this, I would want Stingley.
I would also probably go Stingley, but it's close. It's splitting pubes here. All right, I'm going to start. Let's do the votes right now.
Stingley versus Davis. What we got, baby?
For the championship. No one's voting.
Parrot Head, Stingley. It might just be 1-0.
1-0, 1-1. Oh, we got a 3-1, 4-1, 5-1 Stingley, 6-1 Stingley, 7-1, 8-1, 8-2, 8-3, 9-3, 10-3, 11-3, 11-5. Oh my God, 12-5. 13-5, 12-6, 13-6, 13-9, 14-9, 15-9, 15-11, 16-11, 16-15, 17-15, 17-16.
Jesus, really?
We're tied. 17-17, 18-17 Stingley, 18-18, 19-18 Davis, 19-19 right now. Now we're at 20-19 Davis. 21-19.
I'm pretty sure people are voting more than once and you're just not catching it.
Yeah, I think I'm just trying to count. I think we're at 20-20 right now. Now we're
Game Changer voted like 9
he
times
keeps changing. We're at 21, 20 Stingley, 22, 20 Stingley.
I see Game Changers voted for Davis like 7 times.
We're at 21, 21.
Stingley's
got 3 more.
It's over, Stingley.
Yeah, you guys are jacking me up, voting more than once. Come on, guys. You can't vote
takes her
multiple
home.
times.
I called it. Stingley takes it home.
But that was very controversial. We may have to do a revote.
No, I think if you actually look, you can see the people voting for Davis over and over and over, and you're still counting them.
I'm just trying to keep track. They're coming hot and heavy.
You did good. You did
coming
good.
in fast. I don't have my calculator with me.
No, I think these are 2 very solid choices. Stingley being the winner at the end, not surprising. He was the 1 seed.
Yeah, it was 1 versus 2, and yeah, I mean, I'd be happy with either one of these guys. Like I said, I mean, the thing is, if you take Davis at 12, you're hoping the corners there in round 2 that you like, whether that's a McCreary and Elam, one of those guys, something like that is still there. But I still think a corner has to be on the picks in the first 2 picks, even with Patrick Peterson coming back.
Yeah, I'm convinced. Dirk Diggler wants a mock draft.
Dirk Diggler doesn't get what Dirk Diggler wants. Maybe next week we'll do our mock draft with you guys take part in that. Is Dirk Diggler a Patreon?
I was in for a mock draft. Well, Lupica says no.
It's only 740. I guess we could.
We can just do a 1-round mock draft.
Just what simulator you're going to use?
Just to pick 12 quick to whet the appetite.
All right, we'll do whatever Dirk Diggler says. I guess he's running the show now.
I mean, if it was like 8 o'clock, I would push back on it.
No, that's fine. I like it.
I like it.
Greg P hates the Derek Stingley pick.
Really? How can he hate that? High risk, high reward.
On my shirt is AC Slater from Bayside. Best goddamn athletes ever attended school there. Not just a player, but also a dancer.
Zach was actually really good at track in the early seasons.
And he nailed his SAT too.
Yeah, Jesse was pissed.
She was pissed. Overtime rule for the playoffs. I'm actually surprised they changed it. I didn't think they would. I think that's. I thought they'd all be sitting like you got to play defense, but I don't know. I guess I'm fine with it if it's just for the playoffs. But I feel like the Vikings are getting the playoffs now, and they will probably score first, and then they'll end up letting their team score, and then they'll lose it with a field goal.
Who'd you do? Brian Westerland, also a new Patreon tonight.
He thinks he did. He thinks he did.
He did. He did it.
He did it. He did it.
Thank you, sir. You are somebody Patreon tonight. Right after the show, we're gonna do the winner.
Yeah.
I might just send you this thing.
Oh my God! Pre-worn 1-bar hat.
Worn in.
Worn in.
Nothing better than a nice worn in hat.
And the truth is, worth more, worth less.
Less, much less. All right, let's do this. Hold on.
All right.
Shoot. Give me one more sec.
Are we all doing the picks, or are you going to like let it simulate to the Vikings pick?
We'll crank them out quick. Be true to
I actually saw one. Did you see the one that the former GM did? He had Sauce Gardner going 2.
That's stupid. That's really dumb. That's a really dumb pick.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, 1-bar. You've been doing this mock long enough. Just draft long
When's
enough.
the last time a cornerback went 2?
Anything is possible. Anything is possible.
All right, when's cornerback? Who was the last one at 2?
I don't know. I can't think of the last one that went 3.
What was Patrick Peterson?
I thought he fell to like 4 or 5, didn't he? That was the Jake Locker year.
All right, I'm using Draft Network because I always do. Some unoriginal.
I mean, it seems like consensus right now seems like Aiden Hutchinson will go 1, and to me that makes sense. I think he's the best player in this draft, and I think he will be the first pick. I don't know if you feel the same, but that's what I feel.
No, that's fine. I don't think you're too far off there. I could see the Jaguars just doing something weird too, because it is Doug Peterson, and he has a record with Philly making some weird ass picks.
Yeah, so
I'm drinking the Kool-Aid with the Lions on this one, and I'm going Trayvon Walker.
Yeah, I'm worried about him. His production doesn't match what everybody's seeing on tape. I would personally take Thibodeau there, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions did go Walker. And you got
says he's going first.
Yeah, I think that would be.
Lions took Okuda at 3. Yeah, was that 3? All right, let's go. Texans.
I think Kyle Hamilton is one of the best players in this draft. And I know he's getting a lot of negative buzz right now, but I think you take him here at 3, and you got yourself a longtime starter in your secondary. And now the Jets.
I don't think he's going 3, but I'll give you that.
That's fine. You can think what you want.
Jets. Let's just give him one of those big men. Let's go Evan Neal.
Evan Neal lining up next to Tyler Conklin on the outside. All right, we got the Giants. They're going Kayvon Thibodeau, improving that defensive line. Boom. Done.
You sure? I think Ekwonu is the guy there.
I'm going Kayvon Thibodeau. Boom.
Well, Panthers are taking Malik Willis.
Yeah, I do think a quarterback is going to go.
And it's a gross reach. But it's the Panthers, and they have Sam Darnold.
Well, they're desperate as hell. They got to take a quarterback at some point. I think the question is going to be Pickett or Willis. That's the only question.
Welcome, G.
So, yes, I am going to go. Now we're going Icky to the Giants, improving that O-line. Bam. They waited, and they still got him.
Good move. Atlanta's like, oh, my God, we don't know what the hell we're going to do. This is disgusting.
This is one of the hardest teams to mock for, because I really feel like this team – I do feel like they're going to tank this season on purpose to get one of the quarterbacks next year. So it's anybody's guess what they do here.
Yeah, I mean, even though the fact that they have Marcus Mariota, that doesn't really do anything for me. If Malik Willis or even a possibly reaching for Kenny Pickett, I wouldn't put that out of that.
I think they're going to wait. I think they're going to purposely suck.
I don't know if they're going to purposely suck. I think they just will suck. But yeah, I don't know. I mean,
are we rotating picks? We have been.
Not really.
I don't know. I would kind of just give him a receiver here, to be honest with you. I don't know if this is where Drake London goes, or, I mean.
Drake London's
Garrett
been
Wilson.
hot. Jameson Williams is actually coming back up the charts in a fury.
He is.
But let's give him Drake London, and they're just hoping to have him next year with their possibly new quarterback.
Yeah, and this to me is the funnest pick in the entire top 10. The Seattle Seahawks, no one knows what they will do. They could take anybody right here. You could go down to the 40s, and anybody should be in play right now.
I see him taking like a Jermaine Johnson. Something just that doesn't really get anybody excited.
Yeah, I mean, I think you put Trevor Penny in the same boat. I mean, you could put Charles Cross here. It's one of these guys. It's not going to be
Charles Cross would be a good pick.
The best option. It's going to be something down the board a little. I could see him going Devontae Wyatt, to be honest with you. This is what the Seahawks do. They just make crazy picks in round 1, and they do a little bit better 2, 3, 4. But yeah, a punter. I don't think you can completely rule it out. 99%, but there's got to be a little bit there.
Who are you taking?
I'm gonna give him Charles Cross.
Charles Cross, great pick, which means it's not going to happen. Jets on the freaking board. Cornerback has been rumored around this one. This is where I'm going to start to get a little bit nervous. And I'm actually going to have I think that I got Derek Stingley.
Ahead of Sauce?
Yeah, I do. It's the Jets. They like to go big.
Don't you go Sauce Gardner then?
No, I'm saying they're putting all their chips in. High risk, high reward. They want that high reward.
All right.
Stingley, he's gone. He's off the board. Deal with it.
He's off the board. I'm going to go Sauce Gardner here for the Commanders. They're going to go back-to-back corners here.
Good night, Jeff. Sweet
Good night,
dreams.
Jeff. Good night. Thank you. Yeah, Sauce. I just don't think he's going to be there at 12, so I'm going to have him go to the Commanders, which would suck. At this point, you're hoping the Vikings will move up to snap him up because
you just took him because you don't think he's going to be there. That's not much.
Well, and I've seen him Mox go into the Commanders, so they must need a corner. So I'm going to go that. I mean, I think it fills a need too.
Well,
he's just too good. He's BPA there. You got to take him.
This brings us to Jordan Davis territory. It brings us to Trent McDuffie territory. Even though Linderbaum was in our bracket, I really don't think that's going to happen. He's almost like completely out of my brain for Vikings at pick 12, I should say.
Well, it doesn't feel like it, but I remember back when they picked Anthony Barr, he also seemed like a guy who was down the board a bit, and they still took him at 9. So I'm not going to rule it out, but it doesn't feel like it's a strong possibility at this point.
Yeah, but Anthony Barr really wasn't on the radar ever. He was just a surprise pick in general.
No, he was earlier in the year, and I think PA was harping that up closer to the draft. But you look at who's on the board right now. Jermaine Johnson. You mentioned Jordan Davis is there. Trent McDuffie's there. I think those would probably be the favorites to go here. Again, we have a first-time GM. We don't know what he's going to do, so you got to factor that in too.
I know exactly what he's going to do.
Garrett Wilson's there. Jameson Williams, this guy whose stock seems to be trending back up as we approach the draft. I know he was on the field doing some exercises, some drills, some calisthenics today.
I'm sorry. I need to interrupt. I apologize. Dirk Diggler, you're absolutely right. Gary, that was some great hair. And your new photo, I didn't realize, is not great.
That's right.
Gary does have good hair. Sorry, I apologize. Continue.
Well, no, I was just I don't even remember what I was talking about. I just feel like there's definitely some options here, and we got to factor in first-time GM. We have no idea what he may prefer.
First-time GM, blah, 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 blah. Jordan Davis is the pick. I made it. It's done. Jordan Davis is a Minnesota Viking. We did it.
All right, cool. I can live with that. No problem.
Nobody can argue that. I mean, if it fell this way, I guess I would rather take Jordan Davis, hope for a second-round cornerback, Gordon, somebody like that. Tariq Woolen, love that man, and just take our chances. But you get a day one impact player.
You do, and I think impact is the key word there. Jordan Davis will have a big impact. Look how horned up that guy is as he snuggles with his dog.
Zach doesn't like to pick.
You know what? So many people are just never happy.
Zach's a happy guy.
Zach's
a happy guy. He just didn't like to pick. It's all right not to like to pick.
Well, Zach, who would you have taken in that situation? Let me know.
I want to go back to Mr. Voss. Who knew? What player would chap your ass at pick 12? Because we all have the player that would just make us sick to our stomach. The guy, like, please do not take him. Lupagus had that feeling when we took Trey Waynes. Wanted nothing to do with Trey Waynes. Same with Mike Hughes.
Mm-hmm.
I remember you didn't want anything to do with Mike Hughes. Not saying your feelings were wrong, but I'm just thinking back to guys that just did not sit well. And really, it's funny. Like this year, I don't really have that guy. I really don't want Jermaine Johnson.
I was gonna say the same thing. Like, I don't have that guy that I just don't want right now. I think everybody, and the flip side is that I don't also have a guy that I'm like really overly like doing backflips for. Like when we got Kanechi Udeze, I never thought we'd have a chance to get him. So I guess I'll be hoping for like a guy like Kyle Hamilton to follow us, and that will make me, strip down, do shirtless chest bumps, backflips, whatever. That would be something that would be huge. Everybody else, even Derek Stingley, I'm concerned about him. There's all these guys that have concerns. So I feel like we're picking at 12. It's going to be probably a good player. It just might not be that player that gets you super pumped and excited. What were you doing there?
Yeah. I mean, obviously guys like an Andrew Booth, guys that really shouldn't be the pick there. A surprising guy like that the value ain't there, that's going to make me sick. But just guys in that range. The only one that sticks out again is just Jermaine Johnson. I just don't really want him at pick 12.
I mean, he's a Minnesota boy. He's
that's great.
He's probably one of the best players in this draft. He was dominant at the Senior Bowl, at a great combine. I think the only thing that lowers his sexiness is the fact we brought in Zadarius Smith, and you wonder how much is he going to play in year one, how much, what kind of impact can he have. But again, neither one of those two guys have been healthy last 2 years, so you don't know that they're going to continue to be healthy, and you can never have enough good pass rushers. So Jermaine Johnson, yeah, it wouldn't be a overly celebratory pick, but I think it'd end up being a pretty damn good one.
Final. We're after the show, all the Patreon, since we got like 4 new ones tonight. Whoever's a Patreon is going to be in a drawing for the 1 bar and Galapagos hat. So check the Patreon page after this to see if you won. Not just the ones who sign up tonight, but every Patreon.
Every Patreon. So Old McDonald, you're still in. And I think we're closing in on 69 Patreons.
We are. And once that happens, Galapagos and I are going to do a real nice video for you. And also,
we are.
Remember, if you're watching, you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe. We're getting to 7,000. We're still thinking of a giveaway for the 7K, but hashtag 7K even in this video here, because when we get that, we're going to be giving away something glorious.
Yeah, maybe it'll have something to do with the new sponsor we secured.
Mark, wasn't it all the Patreons the whole time?
I don't know. Maybe we have to do 2 drawings. No.
We'll do 2. All right, you're right. We're doing 2 drawings. 1 for all the patrons and 1 for just the new ones tonight. That's fair. One of those hot set will definitely be the one I'm wearing.
Yeah, we just talk as we go here. So, yeah, I think that was right, though. I think you're right, Mark J.
You're right. So we're giving away 2 hats. There you go, Aaron Hunt. Get in that thing. 7K. 7K. All right. Well, that's pretty much it. Patreon page. Check out the page. For the winners, we're going to be hot and heavy all week.
And hopefully
by next week.
And hopefully next week we'll have at least an idea for what we're going to do for the Patreon mock. You guys will come on, make your picks, and we'll see. We'll get to rip on you a little bit.
Oh yeah, we won't be nice, and it'll be fun. And hopefully you have a beer in your hand or some sort of soft drink.
No, let's hope it's a beer. Let's hope it, as long as you're of age. All right, so that is it. We're wrapping this thing up, putting a bow on it. We will draw. We'll do a little drawing here after this. And remember this. I know Dirk Diggler. He probably already knows this. He probably lives in one of these states. But bestiality is legal in 4 United States: Wyoming, Hawaii, New Mexico, and shocker, West Virginia.